Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the con.
Captain, Mr. Scott wishes to speak with you.
Mr. Scott?
Aye, we've had some slight problems with the transporters.
We didn't notice anything beaming down.
Just a glitch in the main transporter program. Mr. Kyle is loading a backup and we're performing tests. The transporters will be down for about an hour.
That will still give us plenty of time, Scotty.
I know. I have the lads in engineering doing a complete overhaul of the ship's systems.
Good, Mr. Scott. I'll keep you posted. Kirk out.
Aside from the security door on what should be a lifeless planetoid, this place is unremarkable.
The atmosphere is breathable, Jim, but hardly nourishing. We should either get inside or go back to the ship.
Area secure, Captain.
This looks like a heavy-duty security door built into the side of a hill on this moon.
As expected, Captain, the source of power emanations lies beyond that door.
A power source that has lasted millennia and endured major catastrophes. That's fascinating, Mr. Spock.
Do you have Vulcan blood, Ensign?
No, sir.
Captain, I'm afraid we got a wee problem here.
What is it, Scotty?
There is some sort of virus in the main computer. Our phasers and tractor beams have been disabled, and there's no way we're getting them back in 3 hours.
There goes our backup plan.
Aye, I will, Captain. I may yet have a trick or two that I can pull, but don't count on any miracles.
Isolate that virus. That's your #1 priority.
That it is, Captain. We'll keep you informed. Scott out.
The door still appears to be in operating condition.
It looks like some sort of display panel.
Working display panel, Captain.
He looks at you with a puzzled expression. You fail to obtain anything.
I certainly see nothing.
Your situation, Mr. Scott.
We're still looking for the virus, Captain. I even have Lieutenant Uhura looking through the computer system. I never realized the last was so good with them.
Check her record, Mr. Scott. She was in the top 10% of her class in computer systems analysis.
We'll find that virus soon, Captain, or I'm an Englishman.
Just do your best, Scotty. Kirk out.
This heavy-duty door has taken numerous micrometeorite strikes but still appears solid.
The origin point for the broadcast Uhura monitored was approximately 50 meters beyond this door.
We should stay inside as much as possible. We must try to protect ourselves from the cosmic radiation.
This door is huge. If they were humanoid, they could have been giants.
From what we know about the Lucres, they had an affinity for size. Their machines weren't just equipment, they were also monuments.
I can believe that.
A lens sits above the doorway, but is it mere decoration?
This appears to be a dust-covered lens of some sort.
There's nothing there requiring a ship's...
It would be useless, Captain. The door could easily withstand our phaser fire.
You get no response. This heavy-duty door has taken numerous micrometeorite strikes but still appears solid. This heavy-duty door has taken numerous micrometeorite strikes but... This is a keypad that looks functional.
Spock, see what you can do with that lock.
That did not seem to work, Captain. Perhaps we should try a number that had some significance to them. Remember, they were very superstitious. There is power running to the keypad.
Your situation, Mr. Scott.
We're still looking for the virus, Captain. I even have Lieutenant Uhura looking through the computer system. I never realized the last was so good with them.
Check her record, Mr. Scott. She was in the top 10% of her class in computer systems analysis.
We'll find that virus soon, Captain, or I'm an Englishman.
Just do your best, Scotty. Kirk out.
The origin point for the broadcast Uhura monitored.
This door is...
From what we know about the Lucres, they had an affinity for...
I can believe that.
I see you deduced that 10200 in the Lucre's base 3 was equal to their sacred number 99. A security lock, Captain. A security lock, Captain. A security lock. A security lock.
Report, Scotty. How are things going?
About as badly as a kilt in a blast furnace, Captain. Wait a minute. Lieutenant Uhura has some news for you.
The virus came from our sensor sweep of the moon's computers. We believe we have analyzed the memory sectors it attacked.
Well done, Uhura.
I wish I could take credit for it. It was Mr. Kyle who found the pattern. We are attacking it with antivirus programs.
Computer science sounds more like medicine every day.
If we had a doctor as good with computers as you are with patients, we'd be having a lot fewer problems.
Finally, someone who appreciates me.
Keep working at it, Uhura. Kirk out.
A computer terminal. Each word in the Lucre language has 3 aspects: submissive, neutral, and aggressive, to supply connotation to their language. A computer terminal. Each word in the Lucre language has
The console reports the following. Welcome to Orbital Missile Base. Codename Scythe. This base has been operational for the past week. It has completed 1 successful fire mission. Estimation of success is at 22 over 100.
22%? That's very low. Hardly something to brag about.
Doctor, in Base 3, 22 divided by 100 is equivalent to 8 out of 9, or 88%. I would think that quite satisfactory, given this base's probable mission of destroying the soft forces on Proxtree.
It says the base has been operational for a week, but this has been here for 1,000 years.
If the Lucres built this base with a clock that told the time by measuring the moon's rotational speed, or the gravitational forces generated by Proxtree and the sun, the computer may have calculated only a week of time has passed since its first action. I might be able to learn more with another look at the console. There is a substantial amount of data here, but in summary, Scythe was created by the Lucres as a launching platform for missiles to keep the Softs subjugated to their influence. The Softs managed to infiltrate the base. However, their actions triggered Scythe's auto-attack mechanisms and initiated a holocaust that nearly annihilated the planet. One soft strike did, in fact, hit the moon and deflected it from its orbit. It has been dormant since then.
So why has the base been activated again?
Given the damage to the moon, its slow rotation and orbit, it has never realized the war is over. On this pass, for the first time, it has detected radio wave transmissions from Proxtree. Because it does not recognize them, it assumes the Softs are... Its transmission to the planet, I would assume, was some sort of a check beacon to see if it should continue its mission.
Jim, let's return to the ship and blast this place to destroy its weapons.
Doctor, this moon is a god to the people down there. If we destroy it, we will violate the Prime Directive.
Spock is right, Bones. Spock, what are the chances that we could decode the transmission and send a stop code to the base?
In trinary or decimal?
Spock!
1.327 million to 1, provided the archaeological studies about Lucre's languages are correct. Our other option is to get into this base and see if we can bring the computers down.
This looks like some kind of security lock with heavy-duty doors on both ends.
The console reports the following. Welcome to Orbital Missile Base. Codename Scythe. This base has been operational for the past week. It has completed 1 successful fire mission. Estimation of success is at 22 over 100.
22%? That's very low. Hardly something to brag about.
Doctor, in Base 3, 22 divided by 100 is equivalent to 8 out of 9, or 88%. I would think that quite satisfactory, given this base's probable mission of destroying the soft forces on Proxtree.
It says the base has been operational for a week, but this has been here for 1,000 years.
If the Lucres built this base with a clock that told the time by measuring the moon's rotational speed, or the gravitational forces generated by Proxtree and the sun, the computer may have calculated only a week of time has passed since its first action. I might be able to learn more with another look at the console. There is a substantial amount of data here, but in summary, Scythe was created by the Lucres as a launching platform for missiles to keep the Softs subjugated to their influence. The Softs managed to infiltrate the base. However, their actions triggered Scythe's auto-attack mechanisms and initiated a holocaust that nearly annihilated the planet. One soft strike did, in fact, hit the moon and deflected it from its orbit. It has been dormant since then.
So why has the base been activated again?
Given the damage to the moon, its slow rotation and orbit, it has never realized the war is over. On this pass, for the first time, it has detected radio wave transmissions from Proxtree. Because it does not recognize them, it assumes the Softs are still active. Its transmission to the planet, I would assume, was some sort of a check beacon to see if it should continue its mission.
Jim, let's return to the ship and blast this place to destroy its weapons.
Doctor, this moon is a god to the people down there. If we destroy it, we will violate the Prime Directive.
Spock is right, Bones. Spock, what are the chances that we could decode the transmission and send a stop code to the base?
In trinary or decimal?
Spock!
1.327 million to 1, provided the archaeological studies about Lucre's languages are correct. Our other option is to get into this base and see if we can bring the computers down. A computer terminal, Captain. This door is similar to the one on the outside of the secure lock, except that it has not weathered over the years. Electrical panels indicate the keypad on the right controls the door.
Spock, see what you can do with that lock.
Fascinating. If the Federation language studies were correct, the ideograph for the word scythe in the Lucre's language is the 17th symbol in their alphabet that corresponds with 122 in base 3.
Captain, we have a cure for the computer virus.
Well done, Uhura.
I modified Ctrl-C to exclusively attack the Lucre virus. They annihilated each other, Captain.
Fascinating, Lieutenant.
The Klingons aren't going to be happy to learn that they helped us. How about the phasers and tractor beams?
We may get the tractor beams online in time, Captain. I'm afraid even the backup phaser transmission codes were affected. We could destroy some missiles manually, but if this complex decides to launch more than 10 missiles at a time...
Understood. The ball is in our court. We'll give it our best shot. Kirk out.
This panel has a slot in it rather than a keypad. The slot bears traces of triphosphorate silver, and power is currently running to it. I am recording the pattern of this lock into my tricorder. This door is made from remarkably dense alloys. Even our most powerful phaser rifle or welder would not be able to penetrate it.
The thing must be almost as tough as a starship hull.
Indeed, Ensign, and considerably thinner. A remarkable achievement in metallurgical engineering.
Can't say I like the decor.
The Lucres did not leave behind many examples of their architecture.
I can see why. Why was I even brought down on this mission, Jim? I'm a doctor, not a welder.
A closed box sits on the floor. This is a laser drill control panel. These are display panels for the laser drill. This is an ancient laser drill. Save new game. Replace previous game. Save new game.
Captain, the machine requests the proper coordinates before it may perform this operation.
A length of wire with some sort of connector at each end. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
The mine shaft was drilled out of the lunar rock. Captain, the machine requests the proper coordinates before it may perform this operation. Nothing to report, Captain.
No appreciable cosmic radiation data.
You retrieve a rock.
Captain, with the 3 kAg This technology is cruder and less efficient than the rest of the complex, Captain.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. The panel is undamaged.
Very odd, Captain. There was a power surge to the panel just after the rock struck it. Probably 3 kAg dust getting into the slot.
Nothing happened.
My fingers are too large to fit into...
My fingers don't fit. We're safe from the cosmic radiation.
There is nothing at the moment for me to do there. There is nothing at the moment for me to do there.
You fail to obtain.
Spock, why don't you check out those laser drill controls?
You fail to obtain. Nothing happens. You look but see nothing of note. You look but see nothing. The box is empty. These are display panels for the laser drill. This is an ancient triphosphate silver in its raw form. The panel is undamaged.
Very odd, Captain. There was a power surge to the panel just after the rock struck it. Probably 3 kAg dust getting into the slot. This panel has a slot in it rather than a keypad. The slot bears traces of triphosphate silver, and power is currently running to it. I am recording the pattern of this lock into my tricorder. This panel has a...
All readings are normal. The structure seems to be protecting us from the cosmic rays.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Captain, the machine requests the proper coordinates before it may perform this operation.
Nothing happens. There are a few stress fractures on this beam, but it still looks to be quite sturdy. This door appears...
Spock, see what you can do with this.
The console reports the following. Welcome to Orbital Missile Base. Codename, Scythe. This base has been operational for the past week. It has completed one successful fire mission. Estimation of success is at 22 over 100.
22%? That's very low. Hardly something to brag about.
Doctor, in Base 3, 22 divided by 100 is equivalent to 8 out of 9, or 88%. I would think that quite satisfactory, given this base's probable mission of destroying the soft forces on Proxtree.
It says the base has been operational for a week, but this has been here for 1,000 years.
If the Lucres built this base with a clock, that there is a substantial amount of data here. But in summary, Scythe was created by the Lucres as a one soft.
So why is...
Given the damage to because it's transmit.
Jim, let's...
Doctor, this
Spock is right.
in Tryhard.
Spock!
1 point. My fingers are too large. We must find a way to bypass its lock system. My fingers are too large. My fingers are too large.
This doorway leads back to the security lock and outside.
I used the keycard pattern scanned from the lock to program the drill. It should now be able to make a template of the keycard in the rock.
Spock, why don't you check out those...
This technology is cruder and less efficient than the rest of the complex, Captain. This appears to be the brain of Scythe. There are two identical but isolated computers that communicate with a third, which controls the launch of missiles.
I wish I hadn't seen any of this.
Sometimes it's useful to confront the dark side of our nature, that which we might become.
No intruders, Captain. I think everyone died a long, long time ago. I wonder what caused it.
For people with emotions, Ensign, there are many things that can cause hatreds. And each new hatred breeds more hatred and makes the path of peace harder to find.
It's easy to say when you're not involved personally, Mr. Spock. But when people have treated you like a second-class being because you were different, hate can become the only thing they can't take away from you. That is what started most of the firestorms of history.
Well, gentlemen, here's one fire we can put out. Let's go to work.
This computer directly controls the missile launch system. There is no way to interface with it directly, but the other two computers are accessible. This computer is functional and performing an average 0.75 million operations per second. This computer is functional and performing an average 1.2 million operations per second. A crude uranium-235 nuclear device with lithium-beryllium shells to increase heavy particle fallout. A crude uranium... Readings indicate an extremely high radiation level beyond those doors. It would be fatal to proceed beyond them.
Welcome to Side Operations Center, Omega Unit. Estimated time to optimal launch range is 1.31 hours adjusted. Welcome to Side Operations Center, Alpha Unit. Estimated time to optimal launch range is 3.21 hours adjusted.
Captain, something is wrong with the computers. They may be twins, but they are not identical.
It appears they are out of sync, Captain. I have to assume the Alpha unit has a virus, which is using up an incredible amount of computing time.
They report different optimum launch times, which is right.
Given the elliptical orbit and the range at which they will pass Proxtree, the Omega unit is correct, but the window is very narrow. A variation of minutes will mean the missiles run out of fuel and fall harmlessly into the sun.
Can you reprogram the Lucre's computer to give us that time, Mr. Spock?
Reprogramming an old alien computer is not simple, Captain. The odds against success are 10,221 to 1 against.
Too bad all Omega Year couldn't just take a sick day and miss the firing.
Because the two machines are isolated, the virus did not spread from one to the other.
If we could only bridge them.
The connector snaps into place.
This computer is functional.
Mr. Spock, why don't you take a look at those computers?
Welcome to Side Operations Center, Omega Unit. Estimated time to optimal launch.
The launched missiles will run out of fuel before they reach Proxtree. They will drift into the sun and burn up.
Kirk to Enterprise, how are the transporters, Scotty?
They're operational again, Captain. We're ready to bring you back at any time.
Bring us home.
Message from Starfleet.
On screen, Lieutenant.
We have read your report on the problems at Proxima 3 and evaluate your performance at 96%. You and your crew received 3 commendation points. The top brass at Starfleet are impressed. Outstanding work, Jim.
Hard to believe that Earth came so close to the brink itself.
Vulcans, too. Both, in the end, looked into the abyss and came to the only logical conclusion.
Logic? Humans? I'm dreaming, Jim.
Sometimes it is harder and braver to make peace rather than war.
Sounds like emotion had its part to play in a positive sense, too.
I don't know about you, but I'd like to bid an emotional goodbye to Alpha Proxima myself.
Take us out of orbit, Mr. Suit.
Vengeance.
Captain's log. We are arriving at the last known position of the USS Republic, which reported that it was under attack 12 hours ago.
Captain, the ship's sensors have picked up what appears to be a starship. Minimal life support, minimal engine power, and only 2 life forms, one on the bridge, the other in sickbay. Both appear to be gravely injured. It is the Republic.
Spock, come with me. Mr. Scott, you have the con.
I am preparing an information packet for Starfleet. Shall I send it or wait for you to return?
Send it now. If a hostile ship arrives, head immediately for Starbase 24. Wait until we get back. No sense giving Starfleet incomplete information. If anyone else arrives, beam us aboard and raise shields immediately. Send it now. If a hostile ship arrives, head immediately for Starbase 24.
My God, Jim, what kind of butcher would do something like this?
I don't know, Bones. We're too far from the Klingon and Romulan borders for it to be one of their ships.
Enterprise to Captain Kirk.
Kirk here. What is it, Scott?
We picked up a distress signal. It appears a trading vessel is having a wee bit of trouble with their warp drive. What condition is the Republic in?
It's a mess, Scotty. Life support's functioning, but that's about it.
I've done a primary scan of the Republic's systems. Main and auxiliary power is out. Life support is stable. I also read that communications are operable.
Should we beam you back, Captain?
Do the sensors read any other ships in the sector?
Besides the trade vessel, this sector is clear, sir.
Mr. Scott, we will continue here. Assist the trade ship and return here. If we need assistance, we'll contact you.
You sure you'll be all right, Captain?
Yes, Scotty, just don't take too long. Kirk out. Well, gentlemen, let's see if we can re-establish power.
Jim, don't forget, there's another survivor on board. We've got to find him.
You are on what's left of the bridge of the USS Republic. Main computer banks. They appear to have been damaged. A common tritanium-duranium support beam which has snapped away from the hull. This person is dead. You are on what's left of the bridge. This is the captain's chair where the captain's log is stored. Main computer bank. The view screen is not functioning.
Captain, records indicate that this ship was attacked by a Constitution-class starship.
Any idea of which one it was?
I am reading the record of the transponder signal, NCC-1701. It's the Enterprise, Captain.
Someone must have tampered with the computer records.
May I remind you, Doctor, that the main computer of a Constitution-class starship has safeguards against such an intrusion. Furthermore, I do not see any discrepancies in any of the files that I am able to access.
There is nothing at the moment for me to do.
My tricorder has picked up the final entry of the Republic.
We're under attack. Our sensors are inoperative. We're trying to get shields up. Our rear deflector's down. It appears our enemy is a Constitution-class starship. We've tried to defend ourselves. We've hailed them, but no response.
That's all there is, Captain.
Dick Patterson was never one for making long speeches.
They're dead, Jim. All of them. They're dead, Jim. All.
This person is dead.
They're dead, Jim. All of them. This person's dead, Jim.
There is a twisted mess of wire and metal falling from the gaping hole in the ceiling. It is blocking access to Turbolift 2.
The debris appears quite unstable. Any disturbances may trigger an avalanche of debris to fall.
There is far too much debris to be cleared by hand.
This turbolift cannot reach that area of the ship. This turbolift cannot. Turbolift access is blocked by an extremely high. This turbolift cannot reach that area of the ship.
They're dead, Jim. All of them.
You fail to obtain. The panel has been fastened shut with some kind of sealant.
Tricorder indicates that the panel is currently sealed by Federation standard molecular bonding cement. That may not be wise, Captain. It could damage the entire door assembly in its weakened condition. The vent is far too small for any one of us to fit through. It is also blocked 0.3 meters inside the duct.
This door leads to auxiliary. You fail to obtain.
The Starfleet engineers did their work well, Captain. A surprising amount of the ship is intact.
Too bad you can't say the same for the crew. I'd like to meet the people responsible for this and give them a piece of my mind.
You'll get your chance, Bones, I promise.
I'm not in a talking mood right now, sir.
I wonder if anything will be working in auxiliary control.
Nothing to report, Captain. Tricorder indicates. Nothing to report, Captain. Readings of the door indicate a jam in the gear mechanism.
Kirk to Enterprise. Kirk to Enterprise.
Enterprise here. We're still tracking the distress call. Are you all right, sir?
Yes, Uhura. Just wanted a status report. Kirk out.
Yet another crewman of the Republic whose life was unfairly abbreviated.
I can't believe it. That's Brittany Murata. I knew her from my academy days. We studied alien history together.
At least she's still alive, although just barely. She's suffering from severe trauma and internal bleeding. I'll see what I can do.
Do what you can, Bones. I need to find out what happened here.
She's in bad shape, Jim. I've tried to stabilize her, but it doesn't look good.
No! You won't get us!
Murata, what happened?
They said it was the Enterprise. They had visual confirmation.
What about the Enterprise?
You killed us, Jim. We were friends. I trusted you.
It wasn't the Enterprise, Murata.
There's nothing more I can do. There's nothing more I can do for her, Jim. Why would you want to do that? Let's not...
This is an empty hypodermic injector. You pick up the empty hypodermic injector.
That will accomplish enough.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
There's nothing more I can...
You always hope the instruments are wrong, that you'll find someone alive.
This door leads back to the... You see the dead body of Brittany. Her life was cut short and you won't stop until you find the persons responsible. The medical scanner has registered the death of Brittany Murata. This monitor has recorded the death of a patient. You fail to obtain anything.
I believe nothing needs to be said.
Life support must have gone down during the fight. Most of the people died from shock before the backup systems came online.
Well, gentlemen, let's see if we can re-establish power.
Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
The controls have been totally destroyed, undoubtedly due to circuit overloads caused by the battle. I failed to see the logic.
You fail to obtain any...
He's dead, Jim. I can't bring him.
You retrieve the medical drill. The drill easily breaks through the seal of the panel.
Initial scans show that the gear mechanism is currently jammed with metallic debris.
The panel opens easily.
Initial scans.
The debris is jammed in too tight. The debris is jammed in too tight. The drill is not powerful enough to cut through the... Nothing happens.
That may not be... Captain, the support beam for the ceiling is damaged here. There will be no way to safely clear out the debris without a replacement. Captain, the support beam for the ceiling is damaged here.
There's far too much. You fail to obtain anything.
The debris is highly unstable, Captain. I recommend we try to find a support of some kind to secure the ceiling.
There's far too much. You fail to obtain any. You fail to obtain any. You fail to obtain any.
Captain, it would be unwise to use your phaser
You fail to obtain any.
That may not be wise. That may not be wise.
From my lessons at the Academy, sir, we were told that a standard issue...
You fail to obtain anything. The door is jammed.